to the Transform Single and Spouses Ministry here from the city of Minna in Niger State. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and trust God that God has been speaking to you through this platform. I want to appreciate everyone that shared or that has been sharing this post. I want to encourage other people to also share. And I want to encourage and I also want to appreciate everyone that has joined in with us, that have been a part of this broadcast from the beginning. Last week, Monday, we talked on a very crucial topic, still answering the question that was sent to us. I want to encourage you also, if you have some questions, you could just write it on the platform. We will get back to you, or you could just send me a private message so that if you want it to be private, I will treat it in the open. For this reason, for what we are doing this evening, we are doing something very, very profound, because we ended last week by starting that we said that love must provide a sense of security, a sense of identity, and also a sense of stability. And I remember, just to paraphrase, a sense of identity, the characters that define you is the sense of identity. A sense of stability is how mentally ready are you for a relationship. Are you mentally ready, or you allow your emotions to erupt at every point in time? A sense of security means that you are in relationship with this person and your life is not in danger. That is what it means. You are not being threatened. You are secured in that relationship. That is how far we went. And I remember one of the things that we said in rounding up this program was that a damaged and an insecure person cannot give you a stable relationship. What the person will give you is frustration. So based on that, this evening we are dealing with another crucial topic that just says why people stay in unhealthy romantic relationship. Most people, from when they are children, have a concept of the kind of marriage that they will, or the kind of marriage or the kind of home they would like to be in. But it has become something of necessity, because those are just childish dreams, without not realizing that every relationship have its high and low moments. Now, you owe yourself to remain either in a happy relationship or to remain in a sad relationship. That is what you owe yourself. What am I trying to say? Don't make unnecessary excuses for something that, for a relationship that is taken out from you. Don't make unnecessary excuses for a relationship that makes you sad. That is not how God has ordained it. And I don't think anybody should find themselves in that kind of relationship. Neither should you make unnecessary excuses for only you being the driving force of that relationship. It takes two to tango. So two of you must be involved in that relationship. Because if the two of you are not involved in that relationship, it becomes a one-sided relationship. And that puts a lot of pressure and load on the person that is driving it. And at the end of it, or the person might become frustrated, tired, and even become ugly to the person, the other person that is involved in it. So under this topic, and in life generally, we have come to find out that there are some underlying issues that make people to stay in unhealthy relationship. And some of them, some people say it's because of the time, the emotions, the money they have invested in it. That's why they are staying put in that relationship. Other people say that they don't have good alternative around, so they will rather stay put in a relationship that's causing them their happiness. Please, friends, listen to me. Remember, your choice and your choices every day rule your world. The choices that you make every day rules your world. So you need to be careful so that you don't make choices that are supposed to make you happy tomorrow, but the choices you are making now are not going to give you that dream that you so much desire. You owe yourself that explanation. Remember, you owe yourself either to be happy, to be damaged, or to be resentful. It's all within your reach. You owe it to yourself. Nobody owes you, but you owe it to yourself. Now, I'm just going to give like 3 reasons. I know there are many more, but for the want of time, I'll just give 3 reasons why people stay in unhealthy relationship. Number 1, some people say the mystery I know is better than the mystery of me being alone. The mystery I know is preferable to the mystery of me being alone. Which means, what am I trying to say? Some people will say, let me stick with this person that I know. This person might be the devil incarnate. This person might be evil. But let me just stick to this person than starting all over again. This statement simply means that you don't have an understanding of who you are. You don't believe in yourself. You are ready to tolerate what will cost you your happiness just to be married. You don't believe in yourself. You are ready to tolerate what will cost you your happiness just to be married. In Matthew chapter 22, verse 37, they came to Jesus, and 36, they asked him, which is the greatest commandment, testing him. Verse 37, he said that you will love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. You may love God with everything. Then verse 38, Jesus answered, he said, the second and the last is that you will love your neighbor as yourself. My friends, there's something called self-love. You cannot give what you don't have. The reason why you feel that the mystery, the miserable moment you are having with this person is what you living a lifetime with that person is just simply because you don't love yourself. You don't understand that there's a difference between self-love and selfishness. And especially if you are coming from an abusive background, many people coming from that kind of background will tell themselves that, look, I've gone through stuff before. My mom has gone through stuff. My dad has gone through stuff. And here I am, still going through the same stuff. If the stuff did not kill them, or the things that they went through did not kill them, then I can as well go through it. Let me tell you the truth. Everyone has different thresholds to pain and mystery. So that your mom or your dad did not die in what they went through does not apply might not be the same thing for you. You need to weigh the consequences. If they have gone through stuff, you are going through stuff. You are not yet married. You still have a chance to make it better. Like I said last week, it is wrong for you to repeat history. It means you never learned anything. For you to repeat the same history, it means you never learned anything. Listen, my friends, you need to appreciate yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to celebrate yourself. Take yourself out. Go out for a walk. Breathe fresh air every day. You don't need to stay in the cocoon of the experiences that you've gone through, and you yourself, you are trying to reproduce the same thing. You went through those experiences not for you to repeat the same thing, but for you to be a better person. Now, when you refuse to be a better person and you imbibe those experiences to become your character, that simply means you are losing your identity, because that is not who God has made you to be. So, my friends, remember what we read in Numbers 13:33. The children of Israel say they saw themselves as grasshoppers. They were the ones that first of all saw themselves as grasshopper. So if you see yourself as a pitiable sight, that is when you say the misery that you are in now is better than what you will face if you let go of this relationship. Because why? You are thinking of the emotional pains that you will go through. But the emotional pains that you will go through letting go of a relationship cannot be compared to the emotional pain you will go through when you are married to someone that is miserable, that is evil, that does not appreciate you. This is the truth that you owe yourself. You will be accepted the way you accept yourself. You'll be celebrated the way you celebrate yourself. You'll be appreciated the way you appreciate yourself. You don't need to be with with someone that treats you less than a human. Please, for the sake of the court, I want to be married. Listen, even for people that are married, it takes two to tangle. It takes two, like I said, to work out even the marriage relationship. And I know for people that are married, you will have your moments where you might disagree with yourself. It's not every day that everything looks rosy. But the truth is, the reason why you will not work out is because that person makes you happy, which means you are not ready to jeopardize that happiness for the sake of the moment that both of you are going through. Because remember, marriage is about learning, unlearning, and both of you trying to create something that you have never done before. So there's going to be a lot of learning, unlearning, and a lot of sacrifice for the people that are married. But there's no point in you're not yet married, and you are making sacrifice to someone or for someone that does not appreciate you. It only shows that you have a grasshopper mentality. And you need to work on that mentality, because first and foremost is a mindset. And it's that same mindset that you are going into marriage with. And that is not a good mindset. Now, for the people that are married, let me come back to us. For those of us that are married, listen to me. What you do in your marriage, what you do in your home is either going to make the next generation to be stronger, or it's going to make them to be less stronger, or to make them to repeat the same thing. What am I trying to say? Your children observe everything. A daily conflict of verbal and non-verbal abuse that occurs in some home just makes the children to imbibe that culture, to make them think that is the way to go. Daily verbal abuse or non-verbal abuse that happen in some home make the children to imbibe it, which means you are already making the next generation to produce the same thing, except if God intervenes. This brings me to a story. I once I met a young boy who told me that he cannot wait to get married. And I was excited. And I said, why? He said, because when I get married, I become the daddy of the home. I don't do anything. Everything is being done for me. That's a mindset that boy was growing up in. Everything is being done for me. I come back from the office. I just sit down. My food is served. I listen to news. I do what I want to do. I even shout down my wife. I mean, I raise my voice at her as I please, because why? I'm the man of the house. And I'm like, where did you hear that from? He said, that's exactly what happens in our home. And when my dad lost his job, it's even worse. My mom does all the running around, and all what my dad does is to wake up in the morning, go through news upon news upon news upon news, and yet to get to eat food. And the bills are being paid. So you can imagine a young man that is growing up is already having the trait of being a mystery to a woman. Because why? It's something that he's learning from where he's dwelling, from his home, from his parents. So we need to be very, very careful. And I remember speaking to a teenage lady, and I said, would you like to marry someone like your dad? And she said, God forbid. And I'm like, what? And you know, it's not the God forbid that is the issue. It's the way she said it with so much affirmation. And I'm like, why? And she said, I don't want to marry someone like that. I should marry someone better than him, which is true. But I was curious to find out the reason why. And she said, at every slight opportunity he has, he talks down my mom. And not only that, he does not appreciate anything she does. He complains a lot. And she said, I have vowed that if I am in a relationship and a man talks me down, I will take a bow and get out. Because why? She said, I dislike those moments. It irritates me. And when I tried to talk to my dad about it, she said, my father said in Africa, that is what we do. And I told her that is a wrong mindset. I don't care what your culture is. I don't want to know what your tradition is. But the truth is, if you talk down your wife, what you are doing, you are building children that will be miserable to others in the future. There's a better way to correct. There's a better way to make your point known without not raising your voice to the point that is becoming irritable to your children. Remember, your children learn by observation. That's why I want you to listen to the next thing I want to say. Don't take your children to church alone. Be the church. Because either way, they are learning. They are watching. They are observing. You don't teach a child to be evil. You teach the child to be godly. And if you are teaching a child to be godly, please don't only say it. Live it. Let them see it. The relationship between you and your spouse is of utmost importance so that these children do not become part of the people that will be termed as the mystery that I know is better than the mystery that I don't know. I also want to remind you that when you give birth to your children, you are the first God that they get in contact with. The concept of God is coined out of the relationship that they have with you and the relationship that they see that exists in their home. Before they reach the age where they can discern between right and wrong, you are the first God. That's why there is something wrong when you are not the hero to your children. Your voice, your action, your inaction does what? It resonates something in your children. Your voice, your action, your inaction resonates something in your children. The question is, what is it resonating? Because your voice and your actions are the ink that writes on the memory of your children. And those memories always play back. So my question to the people that are married is, what is your voice? What is your action? What is your inaction? What is it resonating in the life of your children? What is that ink writing in the life of your children? Is this something that is worth reproducing tomorrow that you'll be proud of? Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, train up a child the way he or she should grow, so that when they are old, they won't depart from it. Now, when it talks about training, it is a command. It is not a promise. It is a command that is given to parents. And when you talk about you training your child, it's not talking about you just saying words to them, speaking words to them. It's needful. But every good trainer is a participant in what they are training the people to be. So you are supposed to be a participant in your child's life. If you are not, remember, you are training that child to become a mystery that someone will want to be with. And listen to me, the pains of your old years they cannot be compared to the decisions that you should make now to correct these children. That's why you owe them to live the life that is what them seeing and want to reproduce, that will be for the good of the society at large. So let's be team players in our home so that we can raise up men and women of integrity and of stable character. When they reach out, they can also find men and women of integrity and stable character. For those of you that are in relationship that you are mystery, I have good news for you. Let it go. Holding on to something does not give you the opportunity to be able to see clearly. It clouds your sense of judgment. The second point, some will say this relationship is not that bad. It's not bad enough. Listen, it's either a relationship is good or is bad. There's nothing like it's not bad enough. Change is not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. Change is not a good feeling. For most people, they resist change. But listen to me, change is a necessity. It is necessary at every point in our lives that we make some changes. Even the furniture in your house, after some time you get tired of them, you change it. The kitchen utensils, you get tired of them, you change it. Listen to me, friends. If you are thinking of the pain of you starting all over, and that is your reason why you don't want to let go of a relationship that is bad, you are doing yourself more harm, because the pain you will go through after a series of time, the heartache you are enduring now cannot be compared to the heart attack you will experience. The heart attack is real. It might not lead to death, but it will kill you slowly. So it's either this relationship is good or it is bad. Don't convince yourself that once we get married, it's going to be better. My friends, you cannot put your life on chance. You cannot put your life on a balance that is not balanced. Thinking, once I get married to him, I will change him, I will change her. Nobody has the power to change anybody. The only ministry God has called us to is the ministry of reconciliation, reconciling men back to him, not the ministry of change. You cannot change someone except the person decides to change. So don't put your life on that issue that this person is going to change. Some even try to spiritualize things. They make it the matter of spirit, that they are very spiritual. Thinking because you are spiritual, you have taken a wrong step, and then you are looking at it, how can a whole me, a whole brother, a whole pastor, a whole whatever title you put before your name, how can I now say a whole sister, a prayer warrior, a tongue talker, how can I now say that I can't go on with this relationship? My friends, if you claim you have faith, let your faith move this mountain away from your life. Because what is before you is a mountain. And the Bible says, who art thou, mountain, before Zerubbabel? A plane you become, you need to bring it down. Don't ride on pride and tell yourself, I will continue with this because I believe that God is well able to do exceedingly abundantly above what I ask or imagine. So I will continue with this and believe God for a change. Even though this relationship is not good, I can see all the signs, but I choose to hold on to it because I'm a believer. So I am going to believe God. Good luck to you. Because you know why? I remember my husband once told me, he said, God does not answer stupid questions. He has told you, let it go. You say, I'm believing God for it. Which one is much more easier? Letting it go, or believing God for what God is not prepared to do, because God will not do against. If you push God and it leaves you over to your desire, I'm telling you, your life will be doomed. So one prayer you should pray is, God, don't give me over to my desire. Because when you push God and you insist, like what happened between Balak and Balaam, honestly, God will give you over to your desires. So please, don't keep on putting your heart on the test line. You say, I'm hoping things will get better. Proverbs 13:12 said, hope divides makes the heart sick. When hope is defiled, it makes the heart sick. Why do you want to go on a continuous heartache when you can shift away from it? You say a broken relationship hurts. A broken relationship is still better than a broken marriage. That hurts much more. Thirdly, some hang on to this kind of relationship because of the fear of the unknown. They are afraid. They are afraid to be alone. They feel that, look, this is the best thing that could ever happen to me. Even though he's not treating me right, even though she's not treating me right, but we just hang in there. They are afraid. Because why? They are thinking of what will people say about them. They will ask me, another broken relationship? That means that you are living your life for people. And when you live your life for people, I am telling you, you will be of most person miserable. Don't live your life for people. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says there is a time and a season for everything. Maybe it's not yet your time. Maybe when you left the former relationship, you did not take time to study yourself and ask yourself some important questions like, who am I? Whom am I supposed to be with? You never took your time to ask yourself some important question. Instead, you just rush into another relationship. Like I said, if you have, what you did was to use that relationship as a pain reliever. And now that the pains of the last relationship are gone, your eyes of understanding have been enlightened, and you are seeing that, look, I shouldn't be with this person, but you are afraid. The fear of the unknown. Because you think, you see, when you live in an island of your own, where you think that people don't matter, relationships don't matter. I'm not talking romantic relationships now. Relationships don't matter. One thing that I want you to know is that relationships are the bridges of life. They are the currency that you spend in life. You need relationships around you apart from romantic relationships, because these relationships will help you to cushion the effect of living an unhealthy relationship. Now, when you don't have such thing around you, you will not think this person is so important to your life, even though they make you not happy, but you will stick to it. You are the one advising yourself. You are the one talking to yourself. You are the one making the decisions to yourself. And don't forget, the devil is there also whispering to you and telling you that this person is going to get better. You are afraid to let go because you look at it that, look, I have spent so much. I've invested so much. My question to you this evening is last. Please, how much is too much for your happiness? And a word of advice: do not spend in relationship the things that you are not ready to let go. Only when you are married. Do not spend in relationship the things you are not ready to let go. Someone is now telling me, you don't understand. I have been sleeping with him. If I let go of this relationship now, he's going to tell the whole world that he has been sleeping with me or she has been sleeping with me. I want to give that GSM person a very good hand clap. Do you know why? Because you are just making a public show of yourself. But I want you, that you are about to make this decision, to listen to me. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 9 said, you should not even be found with people that are sexually immoral. The same 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 11 says something profound. He said, don't even eat with people that are sexually immoral, that are covetous, that are perverse, that are drunkard. The Bible says, don't even eat with such person. So excuse me, it is not too much because you have been sleeping with this person. It is not too much for you to let go of that relationship so that you can present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. The person is a minus to you because the person is taken from you. And anybody that keeps taking from you without not giving to you, you are giving, but the person is taking, is not fit to be with you. Please, I want to beg you, identify one by one the fear that you have and ask yourself, are these things worth staying in an unhealthy relationship for, even to the point of getting married to that person? The world may celebrate your wedding, but the world will not be in that marriage with you. People may talk about your wedding, how beautiful, how glamorous it is, but people will not be in that marriage with you. Remember, marriage is personal and private. Every decision lies with the two of you. But the right decision starts with you alone. So ask yourself, what are you afraid of? Name them one by one. And then say to yourself, are these things worth my happiness? If they are not, I want to tell you that God has something better for you. Psalm 139 verse 16 says, before you even came to be, every day of your life. I want to read that because from the Message translation, it says something very, very profound. And I want you to take that with you, that every day of your life, every day, not some days. He said, the days of my life are prepared before I ever lived one day. God has prepared every day of your life. Why don't you just latch on that? Hold on to that and know that God is well able to give you someone that is suitable, that will be a companion to you. Lastly, how do I know that I'm in a relationship that is healthy? I've just gone through 3 reasons. Number 1, does this person respect you? Does this person accept you? Does this person look forward to meeting with you? When I talk about acceptance, does this person accept your person? And also, does this person accept your effort or appreciates your effort? If the person doesn't, listen, you need to check it out. Secondly, the way you speak to each other, do you have good communication? Are you friends? Or is it a master and slave relationship? You don't need that in marriage, please. Are you friends? Can you talk with yourself over every issue and any issues without not exchanging verbal abuse? If you can, if you are, then you are in a good relationship. Thirdly, does this person encourage you when it comes to your dream, your passion, or the person talks you down and the person does not trust you because of your drive or your dream, or this person does not even appreciate the things that you do, or this person does not even admire you at all. The person just sees you as a piece of furniture that he just wants to, because everybody's getting married, let me just do this so that I can win the society applaud. If these 3 things does not exist in your relationship, you are still in an unhappy relationship. In conclusion, my friends, please do not miss out on life just because you have to live an unhealthy relationship. Don't lose your mind. You need your mind to be intact. You need your mind to be sound, because you need that same mind to make the next decisions in your life. And the next decision is more important than the relationship that you just left. And this relationship you are living or you are planning to live, honestly, just look at it as a pathfinder. It was just something that your life went through. It may be annoying, it may be energy sapping, but the truth is you need to get out of that relationship and see it as a source of distraction, so that the real person can come to you, and at the end you'll be grateful. You need to abide in God. You need to abide in His word. And most especially, you need to understand who you are. When you have the understanding of who you are, where you are going, you will know who to bond with. Remember, the Lord is faithful. Because of His faithfulness, He will guide you. He will strengthen you the way that you should go. But God needs you to be sound in your judgment, because when He whispers to you, you should be able to pick what He has said to you. But most especially, remember, it is a decision that is very important to your life and the next phase of your life. And who you are with can make you or mar you. Thank you very much for staying through with us this evening. Once again, I want to appreciate every one of you that have joined us online, and for those that will still watch after this. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll encourage you to share this video, and also to remember that we'll be live again next week, Monday, same time, 5 p.m. Most especially, remember, God loves you, we love you, and keep on keeping yourself